This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Okay, something's up here.
You're going to have like a 20-second match here.
No, but here's what something's up. I think for this show's got to be out of sync for some reason.
Yeah.
Because we haven't talked about who the U.S. Tag Team Champions are.
That's
Just had the tournament. What's he doing with that belt? That was like either Wahoo or Nikita. Remember, they were going to have that unification. And just there's a lot of
I thought the unification was for the national in the U.S. Not
yes,
but that's the Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling belt.
Oh, it is. Okay, I thought he had the U.S. belt.
Oh, here we go.
Go ahead.
Jimmy Garvin and Precious.
We heard from a very sick individual who I should call the authorities on. I should have the police department come and take that criminal to some jail where he belongs. Because the fact is, I don't know what your problem, Magnum TA, is. I don't know if it stemmed from your childhood or I don't know what the reason is, but you laid your hands on the wrong woman this time, Pally. Nobody touches gorgeous Jimmy Garvin squeeze. I'm not going to let him get away with doing what he did to you. And all guy said, did you get it from your daddy? Did your daddy beat your mommy or something? Or did your grandpa beat your grandma? You're a sick individual, Magnum. If you want me or if you want a piece of me, it's me that you mess with, not my woman. You keep your stinking, filthy hands off of her and you're going to pay. Mark my word. Get this out of my way. Mark my word. I said I was going to come here and beat up the chief, and I came here and I beat up the chief. I'm telling you, Magnum TA, you're going to be mine. You're going to pay for what you did because you might think you're hot. You might think you're something. Dusty Rose might be filling you with a lot of garbage. Pally, I'm going to drain your tanks.
Okay, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and Precious very upset about Magnum TA. We've seen a lot here today on World Championship Wrestling. Of course, Jim Cornette, his Midnight Express, the World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair, and many others. Fans, remind you, we'll see you here next week on World Championship Wrestling.
That's the end of the show. I want to remind everybody, we saw at the very beginning of 1986, Sam Houston win that belt that you just saw Ronnie Garvin with, the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. That happened on January 11th. A couple of months and change later, he lost it to Black Bart.
Right.
And Ronnie Garvin won that belt on September 2nd, 1986. And he's actually going to surrender or vacate the belt at the end of the year, December 26, 1986. So Ron Garvin is the last guy to hold that title.
Wow.
We usually cover what you guys were doing here. I think we touched on this last week. This show was again taped a week ahead of time. It was a 1 hour episode recorded on September 28th. That night is when we would crown the United States Tag Team Champions. So we'll see them next week. The next day, you guys were in San Antonio. I'm sure we're excited to have Manny Fernandez there. He mentions it every fucking interview. No, actually, he might not have even been there because he ran 2 shows that day. You're also in Rock Hill, South Carolina on the 30th. October 1st, you had 4,800 fans in the Dorton Arena. Then it's up to Huntington, West Virginia on the 2nd. On the 3rd, you're in Hampton, Virginia at the Coliseum. On the 4th, you're in Albany. You're also in Charlotte at the Coliseum with Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes on top. And then it's time to tape a show on October 5th that will air on October 11th. And that's next week's show. We're going to open the show with a confrontation with Dick Murdoch and Ric Flair. And that's when you're going to announce that Manny Fernandez had indeed taken the money of Paul Jones and walked out on Jimmy Valiant at the tag team tournament. You're also going to plug that Robert Gibson has some broken ribs, and boy, it's going to be quite the story. But I believe, that show airs on October 11th. So yeah, that airs just a few days before Magnum goes down. So it's going to be an interesting few weeks here on the show, but I'm excited about us really getting to the home stretch of the unfortunate accident, Starrcade. A lot of good meat on the bone left here for 1986.
Yeah, I wonder, thinking about this now, first of all, when Magnum did his interview and I said he should have been in Hollywood, did you ever watch any episodes of Sons of Anarchy?
I watched them all, every one of them.
He could have been. He certainly could have been cast in that show, couldn't he? I mean,
Yeah, he was believable, and he wore a leather vest, and you're a fucking goof for thinking that's all it takes to be on the show.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.